I just heard y'all were in town and wanted to stop by and just reflect for a moment on what your support, on what your prayers, and what your encouragement has meant to this president, to this administration, and to this nation. But before I do that, would you? I know you were just covering him in prayer, but I got to tell you, this president, his vice president, our entire administration couldn't be more grateful for Tony Perkins' unwavering leadership in Washington, D.C. We are going to continue to fight until we fully repeal the Johnson Amendment from the Internal Revenue Code, but it will no longer be enforced under this administration. I truly do believe that other than the service of those who wear the uniform of the United States, especially our cherished fallen, that the ministries that you lead, the prayers that you pray, are of the greatest consequence in the life of the nation. And so I encourage you to keep it up. Keep preaching the good news. Keep preaching in season and out of season, as the Bible says. Always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have. You know, I was Hillsdale College. I got to give a commencement speech the other day, and it was watched by tens of Americans on C-SPAN. If you want to see it, it was. It's true. But when I was preparing the speech, you know, it really was a blessing to me because I ended up talking about faith, and I did the math. And it was 40 years ago this spring in 1978 that I was at a Christian music conference in Wilmore, Kentucky. You know, I'd been raised going to church every Sunday morning, a very faithful family, believing parents. But when I went off to college, and I kind of set all that stuff aside. But there I was, the end of my freshman year, at this Christian music conference, and I heard one clear presentation of the gospel after another, and then when the rain gently fell that Saturday night, 40 years ago this spring, I literally walked down and gave my life to Jesus Christ. And so I just want you to continue to share the gospel, share that life-changing message. I couldn't be more proud to serve as vice president to the most pro-life president in American history. It's true. Think about it. It was a few days after the inauguration, the president reinstituted the Mexico City policy, banning federal funding for abortion organizations around the world. We empowered states to defund Planned Parenthood, and just this last week, the president reinstituted the rule at HHS to prohibit Title X funding from going to organizations that provide or perform abortions. Amazing. Standing without apology for the unborn and the sanctity of life. That's President Donald Trump. That's what you all have done. You all have elected a president, supported an administration, supported partners in the Congress who stood with us in this cause. And I expect that you rejoiced as much as I did. I heard Michelle Bachmann was actually over there when, after more than 2 decades of broken promises, this president recognized Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel and moved the United States Embassy there.